internet lands. Great to see you again on this Friday morning. Welcome to You've Got a Thing, an interview thing about Milwaukee theater things. My name is Jamelyn Gray. I am the fill-in host extraordinaire because everybody seems to be busy on Friday mornings, so you can listen to my voice again for 30 or so minutes. I am pleased today to welcome, Madam, can you introduce yourself there?
Hi, I'm Carol Zippel. I'm the artistic producing director of Windfall Theater. Happy to be here with you.
Awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about Windfall? I think it's been a hot second since you've been on this program. I think maybe it was last season or
Yeah, it was
sometime. Yeah.
September, I think.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
which
so,
feels like 3 years ago.
I know.
So for those out there who don't know who Windfall is or what you all do, can you just explain a little bit about that?
Well, we are a nonprofit, non-equity 501c3 theater company, and we've been around since 1992. So,
Yes.
and we do a variety of things. We've done original scripts
Mm-hmm.
by local playwrights.
Mm-hmm.
We like to find kind of hidden gems by well-known playwrights that, things that might not have been done. And we do musicals. And and we are doing a musical now that opens
Huzzah, you are.
tonight.
And it is your opening night. So
Yeah.
happy opening to you and you all over there. Always nerve rattling and all of the things. So the musical that you're doing this time is called The Light in the Piazza.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to give a little doodad about that and talk to us about that?
Sure, I'd be happy to. It's the book is by Craig Lucas, a wonderful playwright, and the lyrics and music are by Adam Gottel, and the score is just gorgeous. It's lush and rich and romantic, and the story it's based on a novella. Elizabeth Spencer, I'm not going to get her. Yes,
Yeah. Yes.
and it's about a mom and a daughter who take a vacation in Italy. And the daughter had an accident when she was 12 years old. So she has some developmental disabilities. But when they arrive in Italy, that's unnoticed by the people of Italy. And so they come to meet a family, the Neccarelli family, and there's a love at first sight moment with the youngest son, Fabrizio. And it's about how they navigate being together in Italy then. So it's beautiful.
If I'm not mistaken, if something my spidey sense is tingling, weren't you all supposed to do this like forever ago or something like that? Something
Yes.
about pandemic, something. Are you another one of those that was supposed to do this like 2 years ago or something, and you're
It,
finally making it happen?
it was supposed to close our 2020 season in May.
Yes.
Yes. So yes, forever ago. It seems forever ago.
It
And
is.
we've renewed the rights. I actually paid for the rights in 2019,
Okay.
because they were having a world tour of the Light in the Piazza,
Oh.
and so it had 3 different stops, and they had some things on holding off giving people approval until the big giant show traveled to Australia and different things like that. So,
Okay. Yeah, that does happen a lot for
yeah.
those of you out there who don't understand rights or how that all works. If there is a big something or other, they will tell, local companies, but I mean both regional and non-equity that nope, you can't do it.
Yep.
I think that happened the big one over the past couple of years was now I can't think of the name. Oh man, I can see it in my head and I just can't think of it. Mockingbird.
Oh, To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird. I think it was the one with like Jeff Daniels or whoever that was in it,
Oh,
and
sure.
it was huge. And they're like, no, nobody can do, like nobody could do it.
Mhm.
Not even like, okay, it's in Chicago, so you know everybody within like the 4-state radius can't do this. It was like nobody in the United States for the entirety of this run, and people were kind of like, really?
I know.
Really?
That's good.
That's a little nuts, because you're like, because you're sitting there going, what about, you know, some high school or something in the middle of Idaho, you know, like they're them doing it is not going to infringe upon your money making capacity, you know what I mean?
Yep, not in
Just
any
so
way.
crazy. That's so crazy. So yeah, so who is all in your cast here? You've got, how many people are in this thing? It's a
There are 9 people in the cast.
okay.
It's a wonderful cast. Leslie Fitzwater, plays Margaret Johnson, and Amanda Hull plays her daughter Clara. Joel
Amanda, one of
Yeah.
our favorite people. Yes.
Yeah, Amanda's fantastic. And Joel Dressang plays her father, Roy Johnson. And then the Nacarelli family is Joe Gallo is Fabrizio, and David Flores is his father, Signor Nacarelli, and the wonderful Kathy Pyatt is Signora Nacarelli. Chris Good is Giuseppe Nacarelli, and Katie Gruel is his wife, Franca Nacarelli. They're the 5 Nacarellis. All have just gorgeous voices. And now that I've gotten those 5, let me get my brain back. Um, Sandra Hollander is with us as a tour guide in the Uffizi and the maid. And have I covered everybody?
Yeah, I
I
saw
think
a
so.
list somewhere of your people, and now I can't seem to find it, because I'm so good at that, and I'm so good at like planning beforehand.
Let
Clearly,
me
uh,
let me just make sure that I've got this. Margaret, Clara, Roy, Signora, Fabrizio, Giuseppe, Franca. Yes, yes, I believe I have. Okay. Uh, and if I
yeah,
haven't, I'm sure one of the cast members will strike me
yes,
down tonight.
because that's how artists are. Yeah. Yeah, you've got some really like really great local talent in there. That's awesome. That's really great.
So,
Um, do you, so it takes place in Italy. So are you all doing accents, or how are you doing that?
well, yes, actually, there
Okay.
are Italian accents being spoken in English, but there's a lot of just Italian, language being spoken too,
Ooh.
and Italian in a lot of the songs that
Oh,
are sung. So it's a really beautiful, beautiful mixture. And at one point, Franca is trying to teach her brother Giuseppe English so he can converse better with his new love interest, and vice versa for the family, for Clara learning to speak Italian, so which she does pretty quickly.
I
So.
have some experience with this, having a Polish husband. He speaks English way better now that we've been together for 13 years. But when we first met, it was a little rough there. Yeah, I understand the challenge of the cultural and, across the ocean kind of language barrier. So did you have somebody helping you out with that, or I mean, because not everybody knows Italian.
Actually, we have our phenomenal music director, Donna Kummer, has some Italian. She uh, some Italian background that she can do that with. She also helped us with the Latin. There's Latin that happens a little bit in the church scene,
Oh my god.
um, and then our Katie Gruel has a very good facility with Italian and was a good help with us. So yeah, we did have some of that going on, and
That's awesome. I mean, to have people that are just like there to help you. How long is since you started this so long? Did you have everybody cast that long ago?
we had a few people cast. Some of the ones that are in the show. I mean, we were talking to Leslie, and we had Amanda, and but and a few people who weren't able to stick with, because of course we would say we can't do this now. We're going to do it 2 years from now. So who knows? But, so we had it partially cast when we were shut down. So
okay. That's still great to bring my 50% over to 2 years later, which is actually 300 in a pandemic, is how I think that works out feeling wise.
Oh, it feels like that.
Oh, it so feels like that. So what you have all of these Italian proficient people and Latin proficient, like Latin proficient people working. So that's a great thing. So how long did you rehearse for this time around, and how long did it take people to latch on to these language barrier things?
Well, we started rehearsals March 14th.
Okay.
So and
so it's a good amount of time. That's
so
awesome.
it's a pretty good amount of time.
Good.
And so we did a lot, obviously, because of the music is just so a part of this. There were many music rehearsals and many things that way. And we are performing in the same space we did our September show in, which is a different space than what we had typically been in. We're at Redeemer Lutheran Church. They have a kind of a big auditorium with a proscenium stage at one end of it. Okay. So compared to where we just coincidentally, had been in another church for most of our iteration as Windfall Theater. But the space is very intimate and very small. So with trying to keep everybody safe and still trying to maintain some of the COVID guidelines and everything, it just became really a good thing to have a larger space to be in. Yeah. And we can socially distance seating better that way. And So
how many seats do you have then?
We have 40 available for this, so it's not too bad.
No, that's great.
Yeah. When we did our show in September, we were much more cautious. We limited it to 25, and we just gently bumped it up to 30 a couple times. But so.
Oh my! I just wish this would stop already.
Yeah.
I think we've talked a lot on this program about how it will basically change how we operate forever. Did you all either time rehearse with masks on until like a certain point?
Yes, we we started with masks on. I bought them singing masks. And so they rehearsed with their singing masks for quite a while, and then they're using just regular masks and taking them off for the first time for performance tonight. So yeah.
Oh, you went all the way up to performance.
Well, there were some mini rehearsals and different things where people weren't wearing their masks, but we found that people should really still be wearing their masks. So,
I mean, I just heard somebody inform me of a couple of issues floating around the community where they're still canceling performances right now because of COVID incident. I mean, I keep an eye on, the numbers, and it's up like 56% this week. nationally. I don't know what it is locally, but on the map that I look at, it's, they put hotspots, and Wisconsin
Mhm.
is like one of the higher
Yeah, it's been a
areas.
consistent hotspot for a while, so,
Oh,
um, yeah, so
please.
we've had a couple little challenges with that, but everybody's doing fine, so that'll
Good, good. Yes, knock on all the woods all around you, all of that.
yeah.
Um, so what are your COVID protocols then for patrons?
We kept them the same as, what for the show in, September. We're
Okay,
requiring, proof of vaccination,
okay,
um, or a, negative COVID test 72 hours prior to the performance, coming to the performance.
good, good. I'm you know we have to do what we have to do, and at this point, if people don't want to comply with that, it's like, I'm sorry. We, particularly in the non-equity world, where we don't have understudies.
Right. I know. That's if something happens, then we're just kind of
And you, how long is your run? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 3 weeks?
till the 21st. So we
So
open
it's
tonight, we close on the it's 3 weeks basically. And we have 9 performances, so they're kind
yeah,
of spread out with a few for actually just in somewhat of a conscious way to keep the singers, give them a little break in between, because this has been a long road of just a lot of really beautiful but you know complicated singing, and give them a little
absolutely.
rest in
But
between.
if you think about it, if somebody comes up like next week Wednesday and says, I've tested positive for COVID, there goes your whole weekend.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah. So
And so, yes, patrons, please, please, please follow the guidelines. I mean, go see the show, obviously.
yeah.
You have avenues to make this happen. The COVID testing, if you don't want to get vaccinated, there's still the COVID testing option. It sucks to get stuff shoved up your nose, but this is
Mhm.
the reality that we live in.
Yeah.
I've talked with people, and we've talked on this program about the long-term ramifications of this, and how we used to all just be like, I'm sick, I'm gonna go to rehearsal anyway. I'm just like, from here on out, if I'm sick, I'm gonna wear a mask. I think it's just the new normal.
I agree, and it actually has been normal in many other countries,
I know.
and it's never questioned. So, you know, and that's just a matter of course. And even up until like 2 years ago, if you had seen somebody with a mask walking down the street, you'd say, "Oh, maybe they have a compromised immune system," or "Oh," but you wouldn't villainize them or say, "Hey,
Right,
take your mask off. Why are you wearing a mask?"
right, right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things of like, maybe they had it right this whole time, us dirty, dirty Americans.
Oh.
So what else do you have going on over there at Windfall? I mean, are you planning for the future? Are you
Yes, we are planning for the future. I don't have any firm things that I could release, but it would
you don't
be
want to tell
nice
us any
to
secrets? You don't want.
I don't really have any secrets at the moment to tell
Okay.
that are juicy or anything.
Okay.
But it would be nice to go back to we do kind of a 3-show major,
Yep.
season usually, and, I call our season 28 was the season that didn't happen at all because we were kinda chopped off at the end of that, and, so this one we're managing to do 2. And then we do a thing. I'm hoping we can get back to that. Uh, a play reading. We did
Mhm.
that for about 5 or 6 years. It's all the women of Windfall. It's actors and actresses that have worked with us, and they're. Uh, I guess we informally made it for, actors over 50, which was really nice. And we've done readings like that, but we haven't been able to do that in a couple of years now. Again, just because the COVID and keeping our readers safe and stuff,
Yep.
and
Did you
So
ever think about, I mean, there's always the option of doing things virtually, of course, particularly with a reading.
that's
It's a little
that's
bit easier
yeah,
than a full
that's
production for
true.
sure.
We might do that in order to get that back going again. So
Well, and in two, like even if you can't have people in person, but if you can have people in person, we're all talking about that accessibility thing and getting things to more people, particularly, all those communities that we haven't thought of in the past of disabled persons who aren't able to make it to the theater. We owe it to ourselves and to them to start using these utilities that we have to reach more people. So I mean, I'm always game to talk to you all about that. I'm sure you have other nerds over there that can make that happen, but I'm just saying, like, I nerd out on making that stuff happen. So
well,
just
that I would
doing internet things and
that,
making it work. So the Light in the Piazza again opens tonight
it
at
opens tonight at 7:30, and
7:30 p.m. at Redeemer Lutheran. Yes,
Redeemer Lutheran Church on the corner of Wisconsin and 19th Street. There's
awesome.
convenient parking behind the church, and
Yes,
there's tons of,
parking.
I know that's another real draw of that space. It's got a parking lot and a lot of nice street parking. It's right next to Marquette
Yes.
University. And we are asking people, there is a ramped entrance
Okay.
that on Wisconsin Avenue, and it goes right up to where our auditorium is without any stairs. So that's a good place for
That's
people to
awesome.
go. Yeah. So that's accessible that way.
So you planning on making this move permanent or
Well, it's we can be there right now until May of 2023. They are planning a giant renovation
okay.
of that space,
Okay.
and they're going to do a tear down of the auditorium and of the proscenium stage that they had and extend it to make it into a big event center that they can rent the space out and have, since we've been there and since September, they talk a little bit about maybe putting sort of a modified stage in there. It's not like it's super fancy. The pastor there said this is a very shabby chic sort of space right now. And it is. It's quirky and it's been there a long time. But they're going to do a lot of remodeling, and they have an addition that they have a real big commitment to mental health and connections with, I think, with Aurora, if I'm not mistaken. And so they're building another wing on one side of the building, and so they've got a lot going on. So it's kind of a neat place to be. So we'll see what happens that
So
way.
at least through you could at least work through next.
Yeah, we could have another season there probably
Okay. Okay.
before they break ground rather and start
Really
construction.
break down. Well, awesome. Okay, so everybody can go to Windfall Theatre. That's a TRE .com on there and find the connection to tickets. I did put the Eventbrite up there as well and the Facebook event, and so people can go and check that stuff out. I sure hope to get in
Thank
there
you.
and support Amanda and and all the rest of your awesome artist people. And I've never been to that space, so I'd be really interested to look at that space as well. I'm always game for new environments and new spaces. It's very cool, and just sort of alternative spaces, because particularly with us small companies can be a real challenge to find places to perform
Yep, that's true.
based on what our art form is. It can be a
Mhm.
real difficult thing. Joanna says that she's super excited for this production. So thanks, Joanna.
Oh,
Um,
that's nice.
maybe we'll go together. Although Joanna and I's schedules are like a nightmare to make work, but whatever. So thank you, Carol, so much for stopping by today. And break legs and have a
Thank
great opening
you.
night.
And
And
thank you so much. I
and
appreciate it.
wellness to all of you over there, despite all the challenges. And hopefully we'll see you soon.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet. Have a great day.
You too.
Ah, yes. For those of you who love musicals, not that I don't love musicals, it's not, yeah, whatever. There's a huge hole for dark musicals. If anybody wants to make that happen for the Constructivists, I would love to hear it. Yes. Anyway, go and see Windfall. Again, it's windfalltheatre.com for that. But let's talk about some other things that are happening in the community. Make sure that I get this window all right for you so that you can see it the way that you need to see it. There we go. Let's try this again. Nope. Let's try this again. There we go. All right, friends. Zach Thomas Woods was on last week talking about Milwaukee entertainment groups, Death by Design. So you can go on our YouTube and Facebook and check out that program to learn more about that. They will be going a few more weeks here. If you weren't around though, to watch that. Their Death by Design is what do they call? They're calling it a farce. He was like, I don't really know. I don't know what it was intended to be written as, but it comes off farce for slamming doors and things like that. Murder mystery type thing. So it should be super fun down there in the Brebner. Cool little space that is. So you can go to MilwaukeeEntertainmentGroup.com for more information on that. Next week, Thursday, at Sunstone Studios, Exit Pursued by a Bear by Lauren Gunderson is coming up. This is a one weekend only thing. There are multiple performances, but it's one weekend only, so get your butts in there. This completes their cycle. They did 3 Lauren Gunderson plays this season, and this is the last of it. It was supposed to go up in January, but then Omicron. Thank you so much for ruining all of our lives once again. COVID. So this is it's a darker comedy, and it is there's an abusive husband situation, and Nan gets help from 2 of her friends to strap her abusive husband to a chair, and hopefully get him mauled by putting some honey and meat all around him. And it's a really interesting piece. And so Lauren Gunderson is a great playwright to really straddle that line between comedy and purpose, which is something that I am a huge proponent of. And I was these 3 plays too were about introducing female playwrights into the community and really giving them the opportunity to take on the challenge of first play experience. And Stacey Madsen, I actually mentored this process a little bit, and worked with her a little bit about how to make the plays happen type thing. So you can go to sunstonestudiosmke.com to learn more about that. Skylight has their kids' rights. I believe that's still up. They also have Hunchback coming up soon. This is you can check out virtual performances. This is just a really fun program, and something that you could probably check out every year. This is the 22nd year that they're doing this. It's about students in grades 3 through 8, and they get a topic and they write some stuff, and then professional musicians put it to music, and it's really funny and fun and all those things. And so it's free, but obviously, contributions are much appreciated. So you can go to skylightmusictheatre.org to learn more about that. Just want to give my regular shout out to Imagine MKE, because they're working hard over there, and they give us this platform to work on. And doing hard work to make sure that we get more money in Milwaukee to produce the art that we love and you love. And we are in a sad, sad state here. If you haven't heard me just pound it in, that Wisconsin is 49th in public arts funding, which is just gross. It's just gross. And then Milwaukee is in the 79th percentile for government support for the arts and the 58th percentile for state arts dollars. And so we are super far behind of other cities of our size, like Cleveland and Indianapolis and Pittsburgh and those types of places. And so they want Milwaukee to give some of their American Rescue Plan Act funds, COVID stuff, like share the wealth, people, and get 2% of that for arts and culture, because again, we're just really sad, in a sad, sad spot. They're also trying to establish a 4-year, 20 million Grow Wisconsin Creatively Resilience Fund. And again, it's sort of that 2% thing that they're trying to make happen, and that's for the state of Wisconsin. So they are very interested in helping you take your personal advocacy to the next level, and you can sign up online for advocacy training. The CEO over there, David Lee, really takes a lot of time to help patrons or artists like myself learn how to talk to their representatives and become better at advocating for the arts, because we need to do that. We need more individuals rather than just companies advocating for the art that we love and need in our lives. We at the MTA and other organizations around Milwaukee are really going to put a focus on this next theater season, and for hopefully for the long term, about how much the arts helps mental health, because there's a real connection there about how you feel after you engage in art processes, whether it's theater, dance, music, visual arts. Anytime anybody works in those mediums, they're happier. It's real. So Imagine is just doing the work, and they can help you do the work as well, and give you lots of templates and things to contact your people, make it easy for you, just like copy and paste, then boom, boom, and talk to your peoples over there. So make sure you do that. Please go to imaginemke.org to check their stuff out. If you want to just the action things, imaginemke.org/act also will get you there. It is Asian American and Pacific Islander American Heritage Month for the month of May. The best website I could find for this on the fly really was asianpacificheritage.gov. Go to the government to check it out. If anybody has a better website for access to information about this during the month of May, drop it in the comments, make it happen. I did see though that there's this really great thing that .gov put up there for it's called a care package, and it includes an exhibition on short films, poems, and music, and meditations on Asian American and Pacific Islander American contributions to the community. And so I'm going to check that out. I think you should check that out too. And that sounds like a very lovely thing. It is also Jewish American Heritage Month. Also JewishHeritageMonth.gov you can go to, and sort of the same link process about how Jewish Americans have contributed to our culture and the United States on the whole. So these are both great times to learn more about your fellow Americans and the differences, the lovely differences, and all the good that diversity provides to our great to the United States of America. So thank you so much for joining us today. I do believe that Renaissance Theater Works will be with us next week to talk about Rose, which is a great one-woman show. They pulled the same actor up from Chicago who did that down in Chicago, and so that should be a wonderful experience for the end of their season. So hopefully we can get somebody on next week, because we reserve that spot for them all the way at the beginning of the season. That being said, if you're a Milwaukee theater company out there, we would love to talk to you. The way that we sort of work this process is like MTA companies are first. If nobody's available, then we go to the greater community. And if nobody's available, then we go to the greater community of like the Imagine MKE greater community of all the arts organizations to hopefully advocate for the wonderful things happening in the Milwaukee community. So join us next week. Go and watch past shows, all the things, and learn more about us before by going to our website, and you can see that information in a hot second here. But I hope to see you next week on You've Got a thing.